Welcome back to Project 94 for another diecast review here on the channel. And today, we are going to be looking at Tyler Reddick and his 2023 MoneyLion number 45 Toyota Camry for 2311. So this is going to be our first 2311 diecast review. I got two of them. This one right here is going to be Tyler Reddick's MoneyLion car. A very cool paint scheme. For another driver that's on my favorites list, Tyler Reddick, a very, very cool paint scheme that's actually improved from last year's paint scheme. So it's not the same paint scheme as Kurt Busch. They gave him a whole new one. And that's really cool to see that Tyler Reddick has his own MoneyLion car between Kurt Busch and Tyler Reddick himself. This is a very, very cool diecast. Very cool design elements on that we are sure to showcase in today's diecast review. So let's get this diecast review underway. Diecast out of the box. And here it is, brand new out of the box. Tyler Reddick's MoneyLion Toyota Camry. Here it is out of the box. And I gotta say, this is a very, very cool Toyota diecast right here. I love the paint scheme. I love the chrome reflective number. Makes it stand out that much more from the others on the racetrack. Very, very cool diecast. As I'm going to show you guys a few angles of it before we start the review. This is 100% real. This is one of the new diecasts that came in from the Lionel Racing retail store and on Circle B Diecast and other diecast dealers. So without further ado, let's get this diecast review show on the road. So you got number 45 on the front right there. It's kind of funny is that the number 45 on the front of this car, if I using the zoom in and enhance feature right there. Look at the number 45. It actually matches the gradient finish, which is really cool. So you got number 45 right there. You got Camry. You got 2311. Got a bit of a dust ball right there. That's great. Got the Toyota Camry TRD front of this thing. You're going to have MoneyLion. Every time you money. And then, of course, you have the MoneyLion symbol on the hood right there with the Toyota hood vents, which kind of cut off part of the logos. You can see right there the big hood vents. They're kind of better looking on the Chevys and Toyotas, the hood vents, but they are still not favorable by me. They kind of mess around with the hood logos, but it's accurate to the real car. You have Toyota and Reddick. You have Sunoco, the yellow Goodyear logo with the yellow Goodyears on the wheels themselves. You have NASCAR Cup Series, the 75th anniversary logo for NASCAR. You have number 45, Tyler Reddick. Got Toyota, and let's see, is that another MoneyLion logo? You have Mobile One, Mac Tools, and 2311. You have MoneyLion, McDonald's, TRD right there. You have Borla. Ooh, it's cool to have Borla on this car. That's really awesome. You got Borla exhausts. Then, of course, the little Jordan symbol next to the rear quarter window. On the back, you have every time you money. You got MoneyLion. You got number 45, Toyota Camry TRD. And you got the red box Toyota logo. And, of course, you have nothing on the deck lid because you cannot have Monster Energy on these cars. And I assume that's where a Monster Energy logo would be. Then, of course, you have MoneyLion on the roof with the number 45. And now for the paint scheme itself. We're going to start out with the numbers here. So the number on the roof is going to have a thin black outline with a white number fill-in for the roof. And on the doors of this thing, you have the reflective chrome number with the black outline with the chrome number fill-in. The really cool chrome foil numbers, which look fantastic on this paint scheme. Really cool, especially with these colors. And I'm really curious to see what the base coat of this diecast is. So let's flip it underneath. This thing was spray painted black first, looking at it from underneath. And everything is going to be decaled for the gradient lime green and light blue. Because if you look at the bottom, they spray painted it black first, so everything that's black on this car is paint. So now we're going to start the diecast, the paint scheme review, the primary paint scheme review. You're going to have the black spoiler back here, the black roof rails, and the black splitter on the front of this thing. And so let's start out with the front. So right behind the OEM details, you're going to have, behind the bottom fake vents, you're going to have a really nice OEM striping shape right there. It's going to match the shape of the grill, the little fake vents. It's going to wrap over. And it's going to take the shape of it, which looks super cool. It's gonna have, ooh, we got a bit of a decal slice right there. It's gonna start out a bit greener in the front. It's like a lime, super light blue-green color almost, which is an odd color, but it looks nice. And it's gonna fade into a light blue behind it, right by the Sunoco logos. And then you're gonna have the front piece right here, right on the nose of this thing, the stripe that wraps around the front end of these very Tron-looking noses, just like Diecast Buffet calls it, the Tron-looking front end of the Toyota Camry. It's gonna be more blue towards the bottom of the Toyota logo in the middle. And then on the edges of it, towards the middle right here, where I'm pointing to, it fades from that light blue into that like bright green color. And it looks super cool in the front. That little stripe kind of adds to it. On the hood, it's going to be all black with the sponsors and, of course, the MoneyLion logo. And now for the sides of this car. This is where it gets interesting. You got a little bit of black highlights on it as well. So not only do you have the full-on lime green, or light blue to lime green color scheme, but it's also going to have some black trimmings to it. And it's a little bit different than last year's trimmings, because last year it was a bit, I feel like there was a bit more, maybe less, but nonetheless, the Tyler Reddick car is different from the Kurt Busch. So you got some more striping on the side. I'm going to see if I can do the best I can to describe this. Slashing through the windows here, you're going to have a black stripe that goes through the passenger window, out through the B-pillar, and up into the name banner. Then you got a bit of another stripe right there, right by the rear quarter window. Then, of course, on the side, it's gonna swoop up into a like roundish pattern right here. Spiky at the end, but these sponsors cover it up, but it swoops right there. Then it's gonna continue onto the side. It's gonna really, it's kind of, so if you looked at the body lines of a production Camry, you'll notice that there's a very sleek body line that's the exact shape you see of this black part right here. You're gonna have a bit of that lime green and blue in the middle right there, but you can see very nicely outlines the body line of the stock Camry, which looks super cool. I like the way that looks. The black mixed in there looks fantastic on the side, right over the side skirt. And then it's going to wrap onto the rear quarter panels of this car. The hips of this thing are pretty clean. It's mainly that lime green gradient color, lime blue green gradient color, I feel like calling it. But on the quarter panel, it's going to be all black. Of course, you got the Get Biofuel logo. This is where a Monster Energy logo would be, which is why it's painted black right there. And it's going to wrap onto the back of this thing, and it leaves a pretty nice shape right there, like a really, almost like part of a diamond right here, the way it wraps on each of the corners. But the middle portion of the bumper is all that lime green color. I'm trying to think of the name of this color. There's a name for this thing. I just don't remember off the top of my head right now, but it's a very, very interesting color. Nonetheless, it's almost like a light blue-green color covering the whole back of this thing and the middle portion of it, because the black kind of wraps underneath the taillights and leaves space in the middle right here. Of course, nothing on the deck lid, just the color of the gradient pattern. And we're going to get a closer look at this color here, so you guys can see how the gradient works on this car. This is a very cool looking paint scheme. So if I zoom in close to this thing, you're going to notice that it has a slight gradient to it. So Lionel has definitely stepped up their game with the gradient finishes. They kind of looked bad and needed improvement back in like the early days of 2019 and 2018 when they started doing these crazy colors. As you guys can see, it goes from that light sky blue, very ice blue, to like a light green blue mix of some sorts. I mean, those are the colors of MoneyLion. Those have always been the colors of MoneyLion. As I give you guys, I'm going to do the 360 view right away here so we can show you all the angles of this car. So here's the front of the car. Here's the hood right here. The hood of it, which looks super cool. Here's the right side of this thing, and you guys are going to see it on this side as well. The same pattern on both sides for the gradient and the paint scheme. It's going to be the same on both sides. Here's the right side of it. Black rims, which look cool. I'm not sure how the body colored rims would look like with that super bright color on the rims. Maybe that would look super cool. Who knows? Maybe chrome wheels would have definitely looked good with this. But nonetheless, here's the right side. Here's the back. Here's the deck lid. Here's the roof. Here's the left side of it, once again. And here is the underbody of this thing. Here it is, the under tray of this car. But yeah, guys, it's a very nice looking scheme. I definitely prefer this one between the Kurt Busch and this one, although both of them are pretty nice. I just like this one more because it's got that gradient finish to it. But man, guys, as you guys can see, MoneyLion has come a long way since their Penske racing days, back in the old days. This is a really, really cool diecast right here. So MoneyLion is one of those sponsors that is going to have a cool paint scheme every year, which that's nice to know. It's nice to know because I love seeing sponsors with great paint schemes. Tyler Reddick just won with this thing at Kansas, which is a really cool victory where he literally did a Cole Custer move, except he did it on the inside and not the outside. He literally went all the way under to pass all those cars, and bam, he went right into the lead, winning the race with this thing. So hopefully the race version of this car gets made. I'm sure they'll make it because they definitely made this car, as you could see. But yeah, cool to see awesome paint schemes find victory lane nonetheless. This is a very awesome Tyler Reddick car. I like the colors of it. It's definitely going to stand out. See, the 45 in the back is just like the one in the front. It's got the gradient color to it, which is super cool. I love like those small touches like that. So pretty much the 45 is a different color on the roof, on the sides, and on the front and back, even though the front and back match. So the 45 is not exactly the same outside of the font on all the sides. But man, super cool car for Tyler Reddick. If you are a Tyler Reddick fan or a 2311 fan, you definitely would love to have this in your collection. And who knows, maybe they'll do the Bubba Wallace version of this, because I'm pretty sure that car is the same as this one. Correct me if I'm wrong. But nonetheless, still a cool diecast to have in the collection. Cars with colors like this are definitely going to stand out on anybody's collector case or on any collector's shelf, and definitely stood out of all the diecasts in this haul, especially with the chrome reflective numbers. Man, I love the way those numbers look. The DeWalt car was awesome because of this, and now this car is awesome because of the chrome numbers, and the RFK cars as well. So yeah, guys, that's probably my favorite part of this car. I love the colors of it, but man, that chrome number is definitely the standout feature of it. So there you go, guys. That has been Tyler Reddick's 2023 MoneyLion Toyota Camry. Almost said Ford Mustang because this sponsor used to be a Penske sponsor, which was Ford. But what do you guys think of this diecast? Comment, like, and subscribe. Of course, we're going to have a lot more diecast reviews coming, so definitely stay tuned and on the channel for that one. And that has been the diecast review of Tyler Reddick's 2023 MoneyLion Toyota Camry. So always remember to make sure you know what you're doing when you're putting decals on your diecast.